Welcome all diggers to my channel. New book, new question. You woke up in weird round room. Your body full of tubes. And you have no idea what's going on because you lost your memory. But you have two roommates. Unfortunately, they are dead. What would be next move? And while you're thinking of this question, we will talk with you about this book, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. At the beginning of my review, first what I want to mention, I had a strong nostalgia. I have a chemistry degree and I graduated a long time ago. While I was reading this book, I was ashamed that I forgot so much stuff because I never used after my university any knowledge what they gave to me. And this book reminds me of all these more memories from my university and some knowledge what I forgot. So thank you, Andy Weir. So this is a book about astronaut on a desperate mission to save humanity. Here you will find out much more about space, math, biology, physics, all this stuff. This book has incredible combination of the science, of the humor, friendship, never give up. So you could find here like a lot of stuff what it can be touching you. So yeah, I was surprised that it was actually such a good book, and I definitely recommend to read this book. I'm sure you will enjoy read this book as much as I did, and this really sci-fi. And if you're not fan of the math or chemistry, biology, space, so probably you wouldn't enjoy so much because here is a lot of this stuff. It's like easy to understand because everything is explained why it's like this, but still you need to like a little bit of this. I like how after all the time keep you in the tense and you have this feeling that you're not reading this book but you inside of this book and you need to deal all the situation, all of this problem what is still our main character. I actually also like that it's like only a few characters here, and this incredible story of the brave and very intelligent man who is with sense of humor try to survive of this mission. So if you like as much as I sci-fi and especially clever when it's really sci-fi, so you definitely have to read this book. I definitely recommend it. I put like 5 from the 5 stars because here everything logic how it's supposed to be in sci-fi, right? And interesting, intense, and tricky. So for sure, yes, this book. My favorite part is spoiler part and short, just like story, what's happened in the book. So our main character is, his name is Ryland Grace. And he is woke up in the spaceship. He understood that his crewmate is dead, and he doesn't have any memories. But during the book, it slowly come, and he is like more and more remember, but it's like slowly process. So it's like during whole book, he would be slowly remember what happened to him and why he is alone in the spaceship and what is actually his mission is. And with slowly recovery of his memory, he starts to remember that Earth is dying. Humans, they were seen red tiny line. It's like was from the sun to the planet Venus. and when they took a sample of this like red line between this, they was understood that it's like new aliens, kind of like it's like microorganism. They drain solar energy, and afterwards they figure out that astrophags, yeah, they call them astrophags, and these astrophags they took solar energy for their breeding themselves. Humans, they count that in approximately 20 years everything would be dead in the Earth because it's not enough of heat of the sun, of our star, so it would be everything frozen and of course everything die. So yeah, like this very sad. Humans, they decide to try to find a solution. So they choose one person who would be responsible of them everything, and all governments of all countries, they work together, and they choose only one person. It's a woman, and her name is Strat, and she has absolutely power of unlimited power of in the world to just to save the Earth. So they decided to send a spaceship to the star, what is called Tau Ceti. Is only one star in the whole galaxy who was untouchable of these astrophags, because they understood that all stars around, they were already dim and died, so but only this one star, it was alive, and around this was astrophags, but they never touched it, and they were understood that they need to send a spaceship. That spaceship will figure out why it happened like this, and probably it would be solution what they can use to save Earth. Chad and her team, they will start working on the solution, so they put all money what this world has and all the most smartest people to the find solution how to do the spaceship, because it's supposed to be like very strong spaceship with a lot of fuel, right, that it would be enough for the 4 years to send them to the another star. So they use astrophags because they realize that astrophags can be give energy. So they use astrophags like a fuel. They understood how they can be breeding. Yeah, so they like from the small sample from Venus, what they took from Venus, they start to breed them, and it was like millions of astrophags that they put to the spaceship and sent it to the Tau Ceti. But the spaceship could keep only 3 people. So they decided that one person would be kind of lead of this mission. Second person would be engineer, what is logic, right? And third would be scientist who could to take a sample and figure out the solution to the Earth. They understood that they couldn't put a lot of astrophags because there were time limits. They need to do it fast. They have time limit because Earth can be like only 20 or 25 years, something like this, only exist, and but time to go to the Tau Ceti would be take something about 15 years. 14, something like this, but in the space it's different time, so for the astronauts it would take only 4 years only, right? Only, but not only. They also understood that yeah, they couldn't put so much astrophags there, so it would be only the one way. They try to find people who will go to the suicide mission. They also figure out that people likely will kill each other if they would be a long time in the closed space, so they decided to put them to the coma. So they try to find this coma resistance gene in some people, and our main character, he had it, of course. So they put like these 3 persons to the coma, and they're supposed to be woke up in the 4 years when they would be already close to the stars, that they wouldn't be don't think so much about the suicide mission, and also that it would be like less contact between each other, and of course it's like a food limit, right? So yeah, they like just like put them and put robot next to them who is scanned, monitoring their condition. Of course, robot wasn't so good on this because it was everything advanced, because people was working on this, but they didn't have so much time. They have a lot of money, but not so much time on this. And that's what it was on the past. And Ryland now remember it, and let's move to the present where he is woke up and start to remember like what's happened in the past, why he in this mission, what he's supposed to do. He remembers this like two crew people, who is one of engineer, and second was a leader of this mission. Yeah, but now he is alone on the spaceship, and he is not in such a good condition because he understood the suicide mission and he doesn't want to die. So what is most bad for him, that he is alone and has a huge responsibility to save Earth. So he is landing to the star, what is next to the Tau City, and he understood suddenly that he is not alone, because next to him is another spaceship, and that's how he meet with Rocky. It's another alien who is from the planet who was also would be soon destroyed by astrophags. They also have a star who is hit the planet, and astrophags take this energy of the star, so they would be destroyed soon too. Rocky had a bigger spaceship, and he had bigger team. It was from 27, I guess. And they all died because of radiation. Rocky from the planet what is called Arid. They are blind. They are blind. I probably put some here picture of him. They doesn't have eyes, but they figure out how to come to the space, and even more how to try to save their planet. It's interesting because something they were more advanced, and somewhere like we were some more advanced, and that was interesting to read about this. But they didn't know about radiation, so that's like how mostly of them to die. And maybe Rocky was survived because he's engineer, and he was work next to astrophags, and astrophags was like help him to be safe. Rocky and Grace, they try to understand each other, so they figure out how they can speak to each other, and they together went to the Tau City, and they find predators. It's like microorganism, what is called Taumoyeba. And they can kill astrophags. So they took the samples and make together some experiments. They were like teamwork. They breed them and they try to adapt this Taumoyoba to the planets, like to the Venus and to the another planet where it's like Rocky from. So because Taumoyoba, they were afraid of nitrogen, and it's like what we have in the Venus, it's like I think it was 3-something%, and they couldn't survive, so they like tried to adopt it, that they would be survive, and that it would be like in the perfect shape, and they could send the samples to there. planets and save them. After some hard, dangerous days of work together, they became friends. They understood already how to save their planet, and they decided to go to back to their planet. Yes, how Grace would go to his planet. It's because Rocky, he has much bigger spaceship, so he has like much more astropacks, so he was shared with a Grace, so Grace had enough astropacks to go back to home. Of course it would take 4 years, and he had food only for 3-4 months more, but he had food like this when he was in the coma, so this what is come to his friends to kind of feed him. So he was like thinking maybe he would be back to the coma that safely to come to their home and save the Earth. And they already starting back to home after a few days when they already had separate direction to the planets. Grace suddenly understands that Mayoba, what it was holding in the box, what is like made by Rocky, it was from the cyanide material. Cyanide is a gas, but Rocky in some way make it that it was like hard material. And he understood that Mayoba can go through this material and eat astrophax, and astrophax is a fuel. Spaceship would be absolutely okay with it because we use different materials, but Rocky would be in the trouble and probably die because he wouldn't be has any astrophax, and he would be just like somewhere on the space. So he has a choice, or go back to the home and save Earth, or he would help Rocky and take him to his home. And his home, his planet, was also 4 years, so he has food only for 4 years, and he need to choose go to the Earth or help Rocky and take him back to his planet and save his planet. But fortunately for the Grace, he also has 4 beads where he could like put samples and just send them to the Earth. And with it's like with a memory card where it would be all information, what is this, how it's used, and everything. So Grace, this brave man, he decided to be loyal to his friend, and he was just sent these small beetles to the Earth with a sample to save Earth, and try to find Rocky. He was find Rocky in the space. Rocky already was without any food and with full of eyes of terror. And so Grace saved Rocky, and not only Rocky, he took him to his spaceship, and they together went to the Arid. It's a planet of the Rocky, and they saved Iridians. Part was very sentimental for me also, because after 30-40 years, something like this, we see that Grace in the living with Iridians, and he teaching little Iridians in the school. Iridians were very grateful and thankful to the Ryland, and they create for him a safety bubble, his own space, what is would be comfortable to him to live there. It was kind of like close atmosphere, temperature, and everything to the Earth. So he was spent there like 30-40 years, was happy to spend it with his friend Rocky, because in the Earth it was already nobody. He didn't have family, he didn't have friends, he didn't have anything. And after he was 16 actually years there, and Rocky, after all this time, he had news to the Ryland that Earth is survived, he survived Earth, and he survived his friend, and he survived his planet. So it was a very sentimental part and a very good end. And short about our characters, we have only three of them, and it's first is Ryland Grace. He is a teacher in the high school, and he is afterwards became an astronaut who is trying to save the planet our Earth, and he is very intelligent, very brave, and with sarcastic and good sense of humor. Yes, what is actually was help him with many problems what he had. And I was actually respect and enjoy to read about this character. Second character is Alien, is Rocky, and he is too like he is very kind, very smart. He is not so talkative how is Grace, but I would say that they were together like combine each other. And Rocky he's more practical, when Grace he is like more emotional person. And last character who I personally like a lot is Eva Strad, and she was global project leader on the Earth, who is pretty ruthless and also brilliant and a very confident person who doesn't see problems but always try to find solution. And I was really enjoyed to read about her character, and I think it's like what is mostly of us need, this person who is like doesn't have time for emotional, just like okay I have to do it. Something like this. I was a lot of enjoying of how his main character thinking, how he is trying to find solution about like all this tests, what he was did is like very cool, and I was think that I want even back to my university and maybe continue again to do the science. But afterwards I remember why I was stopped to do it and feel a little bit better. But it was I was really enjoyed to read about all these tests and experiments. It was very entertaining for me. Also, what I like in this book is the idea that aliens supposed to be not how we always thinking. It's like intelligent creature, right? But first, what it was humans meet is aliens is like microorganism, and that's very cool idea. I think I never thought about this, never. But after this book, I think like, oh, why not? We need actually to be prepared for everything. Who knows what is wait us somewhere there, right? So what it was here saying? Yes, I know that much. Thank you. She looked to the ceiling. People always assumed our first contact with alien life, if any existed, would be little green men in UFOs. We never considered the idea of a simple, intelligent species. Cool. A little bit about main character, because I saw like this his habit when it's like something like really bad, he starts like switch his humor, and I think it's like what all we need. Because it's we all have some these problems and everything, where you just need to use your humor that a little bit relax and start to think much more clear. And what is mean real science for me, a scientist for me, is like when he understands that he is in suicide mission and he was come to the planet and to the star, and he was see this astropods and tears Tau Ceti, and probably we all would be has trouble. Maybe we would thinking like, oh no, we would die, and whatever, right? I like always how it's like his the scientist inside always like come on the first spot, kind of like, there are so many experiments I'll need to do. I don't even know where to begin. I could spend a week just writing up a list of experiments I want to do. It's like really, for me, it's like real scientist where it's like he doesn't see anything, he doesn't care about anybody, anything, even about himself. For him, it's most important is the science and experiments and test what he can discover, and that's like amazing. Another moment where I was so happy about him, it's like when he was in the star and he was with another spaceship, and they like try like to connect one spaceship to another spaceship, and he was desperate about that he was alone, and suddenly hears somebody knocking on his door, and what he's thinking, no, that's not creepy at all. Being in a spaceship 12 light years from home, yeah, 12, I thought 16, yeah. Well, 12 light years from home and having someone knock on the door is totally normal. I was laughing a lot. I actually was laughing a lot from this book. It's like so many smart jokes here. And yeah, in this moment I was happy for him that, okay, this alien could be a danger, who knows, like, but at least you would die not alone, right? Well, that's like kind of important. In general, actually, it's interesting that it was two spaceships, and from one spaceship it was survived scientist, and from another spaceship was survived engineer. So it was actually pretty good for them that these like two the most important professionals survive, and they can combine their knowledges and survive the earth. And yeah, they, I would say, pretty lucky, right? For me, was one moment is strange in this book is like when Rocky and Grace, they already start to do some communication, right? To start to learn language each other, and Rocky will show some stuff from his spaceship, and it's like their first meeting, and there will like communication has with each other, maybe I don't know, like 5, 10, like some minutes, and it's like Grace just like, wow, it's everything so interesting, but I want to sleep.
A big thing for me is sleeping. I love sleeping and I need sleep.
And he was just like, after 10, 15 minutes, just like told Rocky, well, I need to go to sleep actually. Let's meet next time and talk more about this. And I just like, seriously, like, okay, this moment was the most not understandable for me, because it doesn't matter how you don't sleep before. Okay, he said he didn't sleep something like 2 days or something like this, but it doesn't matter, like, because you are meet with another creature, you meet with real alien who even doesn't want to kill you. He is not aggressive, he want to communicate with you, he want to learn from you something, and that's like incredible. And he just like, oh, well, that's pretty interesting, pretty cool, but I need to sleep. Yeah, that's like moment was strange for me, but overall I would say that I was so much enjoy to read about their relationship, this incredible friendship between each other, because that's so cool if you can meet some another aliens and we can like change knowledges between each other, learn something from each other. That's like so cool when you have teamwork, because like mostly it's just like aliens will kill you, you will die if you meet with them, they're dangerous, they're something else, like, but maybe if it would be like scientists rule this world, maybe it would be a little bit different, and yeah, and maybe we even already, because I was like actually also how it's like shows in this book when it stopped all wars on the earth, and people start together work with each other, and scientists kind of became like most important people in the world, and all money went to the science, and how fast, how advanced technology we have. And that's amazing, and it would be like so cool if we would have this technology and just explore more space and maybe find another aliens, and maybe we could like teach them something and they will teach us something. And I think that's like what is very good would be, and what I was very like to read in this book about this. I had some questions during this book about Eridians, about routines, right? Because they are blind. Yes, they has incredible of hearing. They very incredible of this, but still, it doesn't matter how good you can hear, you're blind. And I don't quite understand how they figure out that its astrophax was attacked the star, because I mean they couldn't see. Maybe they could sense in this some way, but still they couldn't see it, like, and it's like pretty quiet. I never would be there, and I didn't understood like how they see another planets, right? How they understood that around them it's another planets, because it doesn't matter how good we hear, we can see them, uh, or how they try to come to the another star, like with the spaceship, like how they see where to go. And yeah, in general, how they understood this moment, I didn't quite get it, because in the space it's pretty quiet there, and what you would hear, and plus you in the spaceship, like how you can hear it, how you can understand there's another planet, how you can understand where to go, like how you could figure out this everything. Like, so yeah, this moment was not so clear for me, so I would say that I would expect more explanation of this moment. How I mentioned before, my favorite character was Strahd, because he was a lot of sacrifice, and she did like very hard decision, because nobody would did, only she would can do it, and she even didn't thinking about people who she was used, about who they were, and what it would happen with her after, when it would be like spaceship gone to his mission, because afterwards she said that people wouldn't need to have her, and people would be angry with her, because she did like a lot of cruel stuff, a lot of bad stuff, but everything, all of this she did with the goal to save a planet. And I understood her, and I was feel bad about this, and about her. But yeah, she is very smart and very intelligent person, and I was like how she was said about wars, that what she said is, there'll be wars fought for the same reason most wars in ancient times were fought for food. That used religion or glory or whatever as an excuse, but it was always about food, farmlands, and people to work that land. And I never thought about this, because usually when we learn about any kind of wars, we are thinking that it's about money, about power, about land, about okay, mostly about this, right? About some discrimination. Like, it's like many reasons, but I never thought that it's mostly actually about food. Like people always hungry and they want to eat, and it can be land, it can be like any stuff, but actually mostly what is really good explained in this book that people mostly fight for the food. And conclude